Are you a very overwhelmed home cook and you're constantly pinched for time? Well, today I'm going to share my best secret for getting the fastest dinner on the table that's as easy on you as possible. Today we're in the kitchen making dump and bake pasta dishes. I'm going to show you 5 of them. You're going to love these and you're going to be so glad you have these recipes up your sleeve to make dinner even easier.
The first one we're going to make is a chicken pesto pasta bake. We're going to start with 12 ounces of dry penne pasta, 22 ounces of pesto, pouring all this right into this container, 1.5 cups of chicken broth, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, or half of a good sized lemon, and then give that a really good stir until everything is evenly incorporated. Now let's season our chicken. I have 1.5 pounds of chicken breast that I've cubed, and I am tossing this in some Italian spice blend, a teaspoon of sea salt, and half a teaspoon of pepper, and then give it a good stir so everything's coated. And then back into our casserole dish, I am putting that chicken. I just want this to spread out. Make sure it's nudged in there so that it cooks really well. It'll also absorb some of those really yummy pesto flavors while it cooks. And then we're going to top it all with 8 ounces of mozzarella pearls. These are so cute and so delicious. Lastly, 8 ounces of sun-dried tomatoes that were stored in olive oil, but we've drained them. Cover with aluminum foil, seal it very tightly, and then bake it for 40 minutes at 400 degrees. When it's done, remove that foil, serve it up. Everything is already perfect. I like to top mine with a little Parmesan cheese, but it's ready to go. Next up is our chicken Alfredo pasta bake. My family loves this one. We're starting off with 12 ounces of penne pasta, again in this aluminum casserole dish just to make things super easy. And then I'm going to use 30 ounces, essentially 2 of these jars of Alfredo sauce. You can make your own, but this one's delicious. 1.5 cups of chicken broth, and then give that a really good stir so everything is nice and even. Then we are going to season our chicken. I have 1.5 pounds of chicken breast that is cubed, which I'm tossing in a tablespoon of an Italian blend, a teaspoon of salt, and a half of a teaspoon of pepper. Stir it up so everything is really coated nice and evenly. Put in 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, about half of a good sized lemon, stir that in. And then we're going to go ahead and add that chicken right in there. And I like to nestle those little pieces of chicken right on into that pasta. That way it makes everything super flavorful. And then we're going to top it with 8 ounces of sliced mushrooms. That's it. Cover it, bake at 400 degrees for 40 minutes. Then you will remove the foil and dinner is done. How cool is that? I like to top with a little Parmesan cheese and enjoy. Now we're going to make the Italian sausage pasta bake. This is one of the most popular pasta recipes on fetandfit.com. We've got 12 ounces of penne pasta, dried, 24 ounces of pasta sauce, anyone you like, 1.5 cups of broth, a half a cup of heavy cream, a tablespoon of Italian seasoning, a teaspoon of garlic powder, teaspoon of sea salt, and then half a teaspoon of pepper. Then just give that a really good stir so everything's mixed really well together. Then I'm adding in 12 ounces of pre-cooked Italian sausage that I sliced into coins. Nudge all that in there really well, cover tightly with aluminum foil, and bake at 400 degrees for 40 minutes. Then pull it out of the oven very carefully, remove the foil, and now we're going to add in 9 ounces of a frozen defrosted spinach. Up the veggie factor, we're going to top that with 1.5 cups of shredded cheese. I like an Italian blend. And then put that back into the oven and cook it for an additional 15 minutes or so. Serve it up. Oh my gosh, you are going to love it. Now let's make this feta tomato pasta bake. This one is so delicious and creative. We're going to put an entire block, 8 ounces of feta in the middle of our casserole dish and surround it with 12 ounces of dry penne pasta. Then top that with 3 cups of chicken broth. You could also use water. And then I'm going to nestle in some little cute cherry tomatoes, about a pint of them. These are going to bake in the oven with all this and burst. It's going to be delicious. Sprinkle the top with about a half a teaspoon of salt, quarter teaspoon pepper, and then a few glugs, a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. Seal it really tightly with aluminum foil so none of the moisture can escape. Bake at 400 degrees for 40 minutes. Pull back that lid and then mix all of this yummy deliciousness together. You're going to love this dish. Once everything is incorporated well enough, I like to top it with some fresh basil. You can enjoy this feta bake as is, or you can serve it next to some rotisserie chicken, or some grilled chicken would be really delicious if you're looking to round out and up the protein just a little bit. Last but not least, mac and cheese pasta bake. It is so creamy and so easy to make. We're going to start off with 12 ounces of dried elbow pasta in our casserole dish, and we're going to use 3 cups of milk as our liquid here, which we'll sprinkle with a teaspoon of sea salt. Give that a really good stir. And then top it with 2 tablespoons of cool or cold butter. Cover and seal tightly with aluminum foil, and then bake that for 30 minutes at 400 degrees. While that bakes, let's make our breadcrumbs. We're gonna mix half a cup of breadcrumbs with half a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of dried parsley, 2 tablespoons of melted butter, and then just use a spoon to stir that up and get it into a nice little crumbly texture. When the macaroni is done, pull it out of the oven, pull that lid off, and then we're going to add 4 ounces of cream cheese, a half a cup of heavy cream, and that will help release the pasta a little bit. Give it a really good stir. This is when things are going to start to look so creamy and delicious. Add in a little black pepper. And then we have 3 cups of cheese total. I'm going to add about 2 of those cups and stir it right into the pasta. Spread it out into an even layer, and then put the remaining cup on top for that final cheesy crust. Last but not least, our buttery breadcrumbs goes on top. Sprinkle it around, and then pop that back into the oven for 15 minutes. Uncovered, and goodness, you are in for a macaroni and cheesy treat.
I hope you found that helpful. Linked below, and be sure to always check the caption because we put so much good stuff in there. We have all of our favorite bakeware listed in there. We also have these disposable casserole dishes that are great for when you're gifting casseroles to people. Also have all of the recipes linked below that are over on fetandfit.com. And then on your screen right now is this great video that we put together for you of 5 other casseroles that are really family friendly. My kids love those dishes. I think it's gonna be a win. And remember, when you feel like getting dinner on the table is a real challenge, number 1, you're not alone. And number 2, you've got this. You can do this.